Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today something a little bit different. Somebody wanted me to try one of these. It's one of the Academy range. Now you'll have to forgive me, I've not been on scale mates, but it's not a new kit. It's been around for a while, a bit longer in the tooth I suspect, but these are quite affordable kits. In this case obviously it's the 172 scale. P-51D Mustang for World War II. And these are currently in the UK. They're very readily available now through the Hobbycraft chain of stores. I'm not trying to plug them particularly, but they are out there, and I thought it might be useful to take a look at one and see what we got in the box really. So, without further ado, well, first of all I should probably show you there are some photos on the side. And it does look quite decent, so let's have a look. Now these are pocket money. I think they're coming out at about, I think it's under £10, and it's like £9.50 or something. They're really cheap, so I think it does merit a little look, don't you? Academy are also obviously from Korea. They are quite a credible manufacturer in terms of quality. So let's have a little look at this. So we've got a few interesting photos on the side, and as you can see we've got some shots, close-up shots of the engine, prop, canopy area. Yeah, it's a bit strange the way they've gone about it really, but anyway, at least they've shown some decent looking work in terms of the finished model. I just thought it might be interesting to have a little look at this little gem. You never know. Maybe it won't be. Who knows what we'll find, and who knows where I put my knife. Where's my knife gone? I seem to have lost it. I think I've misplaced it. Anyway, I'm going to use this. It's a foil. It's quite tough actually. Tougher than I was expecting. Right, okay. So we're really talking at the sort of economy end of the market on this. Let's see what it comes out at. Ooh, okay. This is going to be a short review, I think. Don't think there's a lot of it. Check the parts list before unsealing. Okay. One bag of sprues. Gotta say it looks quite decent actually. Small little bag with our decals in. There's lots of these like safety warnings and all that stuff. You know, be careful. Recommends what sort of tools you should use. Yeah, use nippers, use scissors, and use tweezers. Basically, is what they're saying. Let's have a look at what we have. So, I've never seen this kit before in any form. Completely new to me. I think we've got this disease that we have in the Far East already, where there is no information about the aircraft itself whatsoever. Don't think it gives any kind of write-up. There's no data at all, which is always a bit disappointing and kind of annoying, especially when, you know, these are pocket money kits. It'd be very interesting for youngsters to be able to have a little bit of history and read up about it, because it just makes the whole thing more involving and more interesting, gives it more depth and perspective, which is kind of missing. So basically what we have, I'll zoom you in, basically what we've got here is we've got our colour chart, the available colours that are going to be needed, and here we've got, it just tells you the colours, it doesn't tell you what brand or what references, so that's a bit hopeless. It's very, very bland and very vague. Then we have got straight into the building, so let's have a look at this. So we've got our cockpit being built up here, and of course the pilot sits on a really great fuel tank basically. Got armour plated seat going in there, just with the armour plated shielding behind him. Got the radio in here going in, and the stick. So it's quite a fair bit of detail for a 76 scale cockpit, that's not too bad. Then we're going to put in our side panels here with all the some piping there for the oxygen mask, and you've got all the various controls that are on the side of the cockpit wall. And then of course you bring in your two fuselage halves together, and you've got an instrument panel going in there as well. Don't know if that's a decal. Yes, it is a decal, so that's quite good at this scale. Then you've got your two halves of your fuselage coming in on either side and enclosing your cockpit. Then we've got a top and bottom wing, one main piece bottom wing, two separate top wings, and then we've got a choice of two different types of drop tank, fuel drop tanks. You've got the metal ones or the cardboard type ones. Paper mache, what they call them, cardboard I should say. Then over here we're going to bring in and build up the front, which is the spinner and the propeller and the sort of the front of the cowl. Then we've got flaps. That's cool. We've got flaps going in. That's quite interesting. Didn't expect that. Then you've got your gear. Obviously you've got a choice of up or down, and you've got to split the gear doors, putting in your rear, which on the Mustang is a retractable rear wheel. And then you've got your main gear going in, four bladed prop, and then you've got a canopy with complete with a reinforcement ring at the back, which goes in on the top, and a little mirror goes on the windscreen section of the canopy. And that's it. So that's pretty short instructions, wasn't it? You have got on the back. You have actually got a sprue map. There are just 3 sprues, one clear here, and then you've got your wing sprue, basically, wing control surfaces, and then your main canopy, your main fuselage I should say, with the drop tanks, etc., and the propeller. And it looks like we've just got one marking, in fact, as per the box art, down for double, poker game motif on it. And there we go. So yeah, it looks like it's in the silver with the dark olive green on the top fuselage. So actually not bad instructions. I mean, you know, for a 72nd scale kit that seems quite reasonable to me. Just lacking in any information, you know. If you're a youngster, what is a P-51D? It just says fighter of World War II. Doesn't even say American fighter, does it? Which is a bit poor. So there's not much effort has been gone into in terms of the background reference materials here. Now I'm just going to adjust my lighting here a little bit. Get a little bit more light. The light's fading slightly on us. Let's have a look at what we got in here then. So I was going to open it with a knife, which I don't seem to have to hand, so it's going to be scissors, I'm afraid, today. So let's just get the scissors going. They didn't seem very sharp, my scissors, I must say. Somebody's been... Those are hopeless, actually. Just bear with me 1 second when I get another pair. Use the decal scissors, they're bound to be sharp, aren't they? Somebody's been using those on something sticky. There we go, that's okay. Right. So, interesting stuff. Here we go. Now I've got to say, the surface detail looks rather splendid. Some really nice panel lining there. You've got lovely recessed rivet detail. I'm actually rather impressed with that. That's, you know, I'm used to the Matchbox, obviously, which has got a fairly minimal detail, but that's really been done well. Look at that. That's rather nice, isn't it? And you've even got the radiator vent flap at the back. Over on the other side, same thing again. Lots of recessed rivets. You've got your papier-mâché drop tanks and your four-bladed prop for your Merlin engine, and then you've got various things like your little pylons here for your drop tanks, and you've got your little tiny bit of flash maybe here and there, but nothing, no, not much at all, very minimal. And then you've got your covers for your gear. Then on the other sprue we have got the front of the cowling I mentioned, and then the back plate for the spinner itself, and you've got your main gear wheels, and of course over here you've got the tail wheel, which of course is retractable as they said on the Mustang. You've actually even got 72nd scale. You've actually got some seatbelt detail moulded into the seat, which is quite good. And then we've got the exhausts as well, so that's quite nicely moulded. To be fair, it really is well done. I think the moulding is really exquisite. Actually, it's, you know, for a 72nd scale kit, this is impressive. Nothing wrong with it. We've even got these 50 cal, 650 cal machine guns poking out of the wing there. Yeah, I like it actually. I like it. Yeah, and then you've got your horizontal stabilisers. Those marks are just in the plastic itself, they're not in the surface. They're just like a blemish within the actual plastic, and it's a one-piece tailplane, so you don't have to stick two parts together on that. And then you've got your flaps here. So that's pretty nice. And then last but not least, the scissors out again. We have got our clear parts here. There we go. And you know, those are really excellent, I've got to say, for 72nd scale. Look at this. Aren't they nice? And there's two different variants of the canopy. One's got the slight hump to it. I don't know if you can make this out. One's got the slight hump style to it, and the one's a little bit more rounded on the right. But isn't that nice? Very nice clear parts. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. That's much better than I was anticipating, if I'm honest. So there's nothing wrong with the quality here. It's very, very good. For what is it, £10? £10 really? And then we've got our, finally, last but not least, we have our decals. So we've got down for double poker game logo, and we've got our I think these are the lights underneath the wing, I think they are intended to be. Yeah, very basic. But you've got the Hamilton propeller decal, so that's quite impressive as well. Well, when I started opening this, I have to be perfectly honest, I didn't have a very good vibe about this one at all. And you know, I think I've been proven wrong in this case. They've actually done a far better job in the execution of the kit than I was expecting. Just bizarre that they can't be bothered to just write, you know, a short paragraph about the Mustang and what it is. You know, one of the most important fighters of World War II, no doubt at all. And there's hardly anything written about it whatsoever. But the moulding, you know, the finish and the detail is really excellent. You've even got detail in the wheel well there to the main gear. I'm actually rather impressed with that, more so than I was expecting. So, what do we think of it then? Academy's £10, under £10, I think it was £9, I think it was. You know, literally pocket money these days, I suppose. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 from me, because that has exceeded expectations. I've actually had this kit for several weeks, and I've just been no enthusiasm to open it. How wrong was I? You know, how wrong can you be? That's a really nice little kit, 72nd scale, for that sort of money. You just can't go wrong. So, if you just want something like a quick weekend build, you can go for that, no bother at all. I think you'd have quite a lot of fun building that. The only shame is it hasn't got a little bomb or something instead of just drop tanks, but it's kind of an escort, as is shown on the artwork. It's an escort fighter over Germany, so I guess it's really there as a fighter. So there you go, 9 out of 10 from me. Hope you'll give me 10 out of 10 with a thumbs up and a like. I hope you found that interesting, something a little bit different. Yeah, very much at the economy end of the market, but yeah, you can understand why companies like Airfix partner up with Academy, because they do produce some very nice kits, in fairness, and at that sort of, you know, not much more than a pint of beer, really, or 2 pints of beer. Don't think you'd even get 2 pints, would you, for that? Very, very impressive quality for the money. Anyway, hope you thought that was interesting and something a little bit different. Hope you'll join me again in the very near future. We've got 1 or 2 very interesting kits coming along in the not too distant. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks a lot. Please, until next time, do look after yourselves. And in the meantime, thanks a lot. And bye for now.